Start by saying a lot of credit to St. John's. I thought they played a masterful offensive game. They took and made a number of mid-range 17 to 18-foot pull-up jump shots on ball screens, shots that you want to live with at the college level, and they made a ton of them. But I thought this game was decided at the 10-minute mark of the first half. We were down 6 with the ball, and we had a number of poor possessions, and then they made us pay for all of them. I think a team that was ready to come in here and try and dominate, and we didn't give enough resistance at either end to stay in the game with a quality team.
Chico, obviously senior night. Can you kind of just reflect on just your whole basketball journey and career, and then also kind of just reflect on this season as a whole? Because there's been a lot of up and downs, and I'm sure this isn't the ideal end to like your senior year. So can you just kind of like just speak on that?
Right. I feel like my whole journey has been a lot of ups and downs. That's what just come with it. Playing high level basketball. Just trying to come in with a positive attitude every day. And then this season, of course, it's not ideal for us, but I feel like I just want to give thanks to Coach Stubbs and Coach Brady for giving me the opportunity just to come here, experience Chicago. It's very different from down south, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I guess Elijah, kind of like I've spoken to this about a few times. I really like to talk to you when it comes to defensive efforts. Tonight, really tough in the first half, 21-2 run. I believe St. John's ended the half on. Can you just speak of the team's defensive efforts and kind of just taken from this season as a whole, heading in the next season, kind of like what your mindset is just from a defensive standpoint, like what you think you need to improve on, and then just even what players are going to be coming back could improve on. Like what can you guys do this offseason?
Energy, just play with effort at all times. I feel like there's times where we take plays off, and that really shows on the court. But for next season, I feel like we just need to stay connected, stay together, and keep on fighting and just make the best of it.
I know there's a couple more games left, but you've got a trip to Madison Square Garden coming up. Wow, what is it going to be like for you guys to play under the lights there at the Mecca?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Never played there. A lot of greats been in and out of that gym, so the light's going to be bright. So I'm ready for it, and I feel like as a team, we're going to try to win for sure.
It's always been a dream to play there. I'm just watching teams play, so for me to get the opportunity, I'm just excited.
Then Elijah, you were transfer. This season's been filled with so many ups and downs. I know you're not a senior, but can you just reflect on this season as a whole? Because you've gone through a lot these last 2 years, going from Texas Tech, not playing a lot there, got a lot of playing time here. So can you just reflect on the season as a whole? Because it's not too often you get a coaching change. You have a team that's really struggling right now. So just reflect on the season as a whole for you, just going forward.
Just a lot of learning experiences to help mold me and who I am as a man on and off the court. So I really appreciate this year. Even though it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, it really just taught me different things for life for the years heading on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, job, man.
Any questions for Coach?
Coach, new season starts, Madison Square Garden. What's your message to the team to get ready for the Big East tournament?
Yeah, interestingly, I just said to the radio people, my message will be the same. I'm going to try and build the group up. It's not difficult to get down when we've gone through the losses and the way in which we've lost. So, we're going to give them the day off tomorrow and Thursday. I'm going to try and motivate them again and tell them that we have a physically fit group of guys. We can compete physically with the teams we're going to play. But you can't let the game get away from you. You've got to play smart basketball. And this group has somewhat been resistant to kind of staying with the process of getting a good shot every time and fighting with tremendous grit and toughness at the other end. So I'm going to continue to tell the team there's a lot of good plays out there. There's just the volume of plays where we miss is too much to overcome against the quality opponent that we're playing. And so that's what we're going to do for Thursday and Friday. We're going to try and put our best foot forward against Seton Hall, who's I think the most physical team in this league, and then be ready for Wednesday.
And then, Coach, tonight's senior night. Chico obviously played really well, 23 points. Can you kind of just reflect and speak of Chico, Jalen Terry, KT Ramey, and just what it's been like to coach them this year, and just reflect on them not only as players but as people as well?
Yeah, it was good to see Chico go out on a really strong individual performance. I think he would tell you he would trade it for a win. And then, I think Jalen Terry has fought through some injuries as well this year. And then, KT's been up and down, I think emotionally for our team. But the three of them, I thought, played pretty hard tonight. Anytime you lose seniors, you feel somewhat nostalgic for those guys. You want them to go out on a better note. But we didn't do enough. And I said to the team in the locker room, I'm disappointed that we didn't play better tonight on senior night and for all the seniors. And they weren't the only three. We have a senior manager, I think, the world of Matt Gallagher, who does an unbelievable job. So for Matt, I'm also disappointed.
Coach, you alluded to finishing plays and the struggle on both ends to do that sort of thing. How do you teach that or kind of get your guys to follow along with finishing plays over time?
Yeah, it's a great question. It takes a long time. That's what I would say to you. And so I feel like we made progress initially because I tried to create some structure and some accountability to be tougher. And I thought that they accepted it. I think the losing, now that they're fighting the losing and the I think the putting your head down with the goes of losing. And if you don't have an unbelievable culture, you can look to try and do individual things. This team has become, in the last 10 days or so, very individualistic again. And I fight like hell to make this team understand the power of a fist, that every finger matters in a fist. And if one is out, then you're going to really struggle to have to play with power. And our team has not been as connected as the other teams in this league. And it really needs to start, as soon as you get back in the summer. You need to have a foundation and a level of accountability for every guy, for everything they do, on and off the court. And, I think that we could have done a better job all the way through. But I think it's a long-term process. You've got to be committed to it. And, I tried to do some things, and I thought that they kind of accepted it. And I think the losing took its toll, and we've taken a step back here.
Then, Coach, DePaul this season, I know it's been a very up and down season. The team as a whole, though, they're on the verge of being winless in the Big East for the first time since 1996 and 97. I guess, what's your response to that, as well as, what do you think just went, wrong this season? You've been here from start to finish, even before Stubbs was let go. Just overall, what really went wrong this year compared to, maybe prior years? What is this team just lacking, I guess?
Well, first, let me say I'm remarkably grateful to be given the opportunity to coach this group for the short period of time that I did and will for another 10 days. When things go like this, it's never one thing. It's not one injury. It's not one player. It's not one fundamental. There's a lot that goes into this. And so I would say to you that there'll be introspection, I think, from the administration when there'll be a coaching change and they'll get on the same page. And I think everybody will learn a lesson from this. I feel like I've learned, again, I think I've been doing this a long time. I feel like I've been down the road with some great coaches as an assistant and have had a lot of success. And I feel like, when I go to my next opportunity, hopefully in the spring, that I'm going to take some lessons here that were hard earned, and hard learned. And so, if you don't learn from this individually or as a program, or our players in particular, then that would be foolish. I've trying to get our guys to be introspective and understand it. And I've said to our guys, I've given them homework. Go home and think about this question. What could, whatever it is, and what could you have done better today in practice, in weightlifting, in film, on the court that would have helped us? Just one play. And if you can get 15 players to do that and 5 coaches, then you can make strides. So, I feel like we have taken a step back, but I've learned, and I'm going to use this going forward.
Thanks, Coach. It's been an absolute honor for me covering you. This is my last game here. I guess one final question from me here is, just what's the message to the fans that have really had to just endure a season like this, knowing that DePaul has a very passionate fan base.
I know.
What is the one message you have for them, and just whether it's just about your time here or just as a whole? Because I believe everyone knows that you're doing the best that you can at this point.
Yeah.
So just what's the overall message just to them?
Yeah, one, I think the players are grateful, and sometimes they don't always show it out there on the court, but they are grateful. Man, you can see it in the pregame warmups that they're excited to play in front of the fans, and I recognize it's a remarkably loyal and passionate fan base, and I'm grateful for it. I know our staff is. I think there's, people, we're going to learn lessons from it, and for the next coaching staff that comes in here, it's a remarkable place, and it's a cool place. Chicago, Lincoln Park, campus, the administration. I have nothing but fond and great things to say about my time here. So I'm going to wish the next group great success. But it's an awesome place. It's got great people here, and I think when you've got great people, that makes it. And so there's opportunity here for the next season, and people to hang in there. And I know it's been difficult for some fans through the years, but there's great potential here. The bones here are terrific. Thanks, guys.